Okay, I think it's time that I finally do a long form video. It's been a really long time and I need to get some stuff off my chest. So I'm going to basically talk with you guys and give me advice if I'm looking at things wrong or if I'm getting this, down to a T. So I have been talking to lots and lots of people, okay, all across the world, all across the country. Today, we're going to be talking about depression. All right. So if you're sensitive to this topic, please leave the video now. Okay. So depression comes in many shapes and sizes. We know this, right? I'm not going to talk to you guys like you're idiots, but I'm definitely going to I'm going to make some points for people that maybe don't understand what it's like to suffer consistently. Maybe make some points for people that don't know how to suffer consistently. Um, Life is very tough. Life is very tough. And here in the Midwest, it is even tougher because when it's negative 20 outside and you get the flu and you're stuck inside for a week, and then work hurts, doing anything hurts, sunlight isn't out. A lot of people in Alaska talk about that, like the seasonal depression that comes with, living in Alaska, and that there's high homicide, high suicide rates. Um, there's a reason for this, right? But that's not my point. That's just like bringing up like a generalized idea of what we're talking about. Um, it's 2026. Back in 2020, I was getting out of the Air Force and I'm medically discharged after graduating basic training. And I went through tech school as well. And then I had to get out because of hereditary angioedema. I had laryngeal edema, which closed my throat shut and completely swelled my face, my hands, and I couldn't walk. Matter of fact, I had to crawl, and that is what made the cadre go, okay, I can't let you continue this course. I asked to stay in, and then after improper treatment, I said, tell you what, I'm going to just go home because I didn't think security forces was going to be sitting at a gate all day scanning common access cards. I thought it was going to be something more than that. And I really wish I would have joined like maybe the infantry in the army or something just totally different. But looking back on it now, I don't know exactly what would have been good for me at all. That is the topic of today. I don't know what is good for me because I have tried so many things since 2020 to get my life on track and pay my bills and do that Western culture American thing that everybody tries to do. Keep up with the Joneses, be a good taxpayer. And I've just not been able to stabilize that or, stand firm when treated like absolute dog shit for dog shit wages. And I know that sounds extremely depressing and I sound extremely depressing, but let me tell you, it is depressing. What is depressing is that our jobs are going to be taken over by artificial intelligence. And every single question that you have can be answered by AI. I mean, mostly. I think like 85% can be answered by AI, if not further than that. Um, People fucking hate each other right now. Like, people despise each other. Here in the Midwest, people are so fucking miserable that they either go to the bar and drown their sorrows or go home and drown their sorrows, or they say things like, they'll say things like, "Oh, I'm so miserable at my job, I fucking hate my supervisor or I hate this or I hate that." And then it just miserable people attract miserable people. And I've learned that. And I don't want you guys to think that I'm a miserable person at heart. I had a lot of hope for life, and then I saw what life was about, and now I'm kind of like disgruntled, right? I'm kind of fucking rigid when it comes to. Uh, I don't trust people anymore. Matter of fact, I don't even trust people. Um, whatsoever at this point. You know, when you meet politicians in your church, when you meet people that control portions of an entire state, you know, I'm not gonna say anything that I know, but it's a game, and you know we're playing, and you have to play. If you don't play, you'll end up like someone very close and dear to me that is living in their car right now, and I too have lived in my car. Now, some people will say that living in your car and doing all these things like job hopping and trying to find, you know, better pay and this and that, you know, what what is it with people thinking that $45,000 a year, spending 30 years, let's use the railroad for example. Why the fuck would I spend 30 years of my life being miserable as shit for a paycheck when I'm 60? I don't think so. I don't think so, bud. Um, Not whenever there's people that, you know, they pull out a loan, they go to college for 60 to $120,000, then they get a job at, you know, some defense contractor. You know, I'm not going to drop any names or anything because, you know, I would love to have jobs with some of these places, um, and apprenticeships and learning trade and learning all of this mumbo jumbo. I'm sure I'd like to do it. Some of it, no, not at all. Um, these people are making 2 to 3 to 6 to 8 times the amount of money you make in a year. Yeah, they get taxed at 32%, but I just want to let you know, like, that is depressing. The same people in which create the system or create this culture that we live in. I hate saying the system, like it is a system, right? But I'm not some like paranoid schizophrenic. I'm just saying, like, we got all this shit coming out and you can't verify any of it, right? It's depressing. And depressing people attract depressing people, and I want to warn you guys of that. Um, you know, we got a volatile market right now. We have awful political shit going on. We got people getting shot at and assassinated. We got people getting killed in the streets right next door. Like, I'm in South Dakota, but we got people in Minneapolis just getting fucking shot. And it doesn't matter what side of the spectrum you're on. It doesn't matter what you believe. Like, people are getting killed, and that's just like we just don't care. And um, I don't know. It's just like a lot, man. It's a lot. Like, how does someone do this for 30 years? You have to have a vice. You have to have a vice. 30, 40, 50 years of this. With no questions, not asking a single question. You know, you just do your thing, you dilly dally, and I just can't fucking do it. I just cannot do it anymore. Um, I have gotten all of these certifications. I have treated people kindly, very, very well. I've been very kind to people. I've been authentic with people, um, and people fucking hate it. People hate it, and I don't think people really understand how fucking locked in we are. Not locked in the good way, like get locked in, bro. Go to the gym, buddy. I've been there. I've done that. Been locked in. Went to the gym. Ran 5Ks, 10Ks, all that shit. That's a different topic. We're locked into the shit situation that we're in right now because of greed. We have, so if you haven't noticed, like, beef prices are fucking astronomical, but corn is going down now. All right, well, that's a problem. Then we had gold spike like a motherfucker, and then I think silver went to 115 an ounce, and then it dropped like a hot rock. I don't, I cannot continue in this type of environment. So I am going to go on a journey. I think I'm going to go job to job. I think I'm gonna just make whatever side money I can. I'm having issues with working the railroad. People are absolutely, they fucking hate new people. They hate people with any ounce of happiness in them and any capability to do their job somewhat good. And I've been doing this for like 3 months now, which is not fucking long at all. But I am miserable. I'm miserable. It's just miserable people. And then, they tell you, like, hey, utilize your mindset and stay calm and keep your bearings and put things together yourself. And your truth is your truth. Hold it, like all this stuff, right? And I'm trying to utilize that. And I am still realizing this shit is fucked. This is bad. People are just miserable. I cannot be the only person that is thinking this. I'm not. I'm not the only person thinking this. If I was the only person thinking this, dude, I think someone would say it by now. But here's the thing, man. I'm not afraid to move. I'm not afraid to jump jobs. I'm not afraid to stay at a job. But I recently had a situation with a certain individual, and I forgive this individual. I put my faith in Christ, so I'm very, very forgiving, and I don't understand their circumstances. I don't care. It's not my job to care about their circumstances. But I'm not going to get screamed at like a tool or a slave. I'm not going to get mistreated. I'm not going to be disrespected. And you can only take so much disrespect. And what's massive disrespect is charging people astronomical amounts of rent in excess of $1,000. It is horrible, the prices of vehicles. It is horrible, the prices of farm equipment. We are putting ourselves in a complete fucking hole right now. And we are just digging that fucking hole, man. We're just making that hole deeper and deeper and deeper. So yeah, this is a little bit of a rant. But let me tell you guys something. I'm gonna go on an adventure. And I am going to push the envelope. I'm gonna push the boundaries. Because I'm completely exhausted. I'm completely exhausted. I don't want to exist this way. And I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything just drastic. I want to do things in a professional manner and really figure out what I want to do or what I would love to do. And people that hate themselves and hate their life, they will say, yeah, you'll never find that. You'll never figure that out. Like, get over it, buddy. That's a fucking pipe dream. What are you smoking? No, you gave up on yourself. I want to warn you. Depression comes when you're happy. It comes when people beat you down, and it comes like a thief in the night. You know what I mean? It sneaks up on you, and then 2 minutes later, you're down in a bottle of alcohol, or maybe drugs are your vice, or you're putting yourself in bad situations or doing drastic things. Like, and some people, their version of sustainability is tolerating and building up the so-called grit to be treated and mistreated and taken advantage of. And people call that hard work and effort. I disagree. I disagree greatly. I do not think it's about hard work and effort. Not anymore. If hard work and effort got you somewhere, I know plenty of people that are way harder working than I'll ever be. I used to pull 60, 70-hour shifts. I got the pay stubs to prove it. I used to be a mechanic. Now I've tried the railroad. I've worked midnight shifts. I've been a mental health technician. I'm a nationally registered EMT. I've volunteered as a firefighter. I've served my country to the best of my ability. I am a high school dropout. And I got my GED, and then I went to college and paid for that myself. No loan, no nothing. Saved up the cash, went to college, taught myself some things. Um, I I mean, I really am an autodidact. Like, I have to learn this stuff myself, and because I can't afford to do it any other way. So, either way, this is a long fucking video, and I am so sorry, but I gotta get out of here. And I want some suggestions. Alaska, Utah, Colorado, Florida, Texas. Whatever advice that you have to give, places, jobs, careers, anything. I want to get away from miserable people for the time that I'm here on earth. And I want to be able to actually do stuff with my life. And I want to help people that are in trapped environments, miserable situations. And I got to find a way to do that. I'm working on getting my CDL right now. I got my med card, DOT med card. I need to take my air brakes and doubles, triples, tanker, hazmat endorsements, and then I am going to hire a tester, and then they're going to test me on my pre-trip inspection. Then I'm going to do my driving portion, and then I'm going to get my Class A CDL. I'm going to open up some doors with that, and then I'm going to work on getting my TWIC so I can have port entrance capability, and then I'm going to consider what different jobs and opportunities that opens up, because I cannot be making $22 to $23 an hour anymore. I got bills to pay. And secondly, I'm moving out of here. I'm moving out of here because it is a miserable place with miserable people. I have tried making good connections with people. I have tried becoming friends with people. But when you are broke, it is very hard to have a positive mindset. So, and especially when you have family members that are living in their car. My mom is currently living in her car. Now, a lot of it is her fault. A lot of it is not her fault. She is trying greatly to get a job. I can't keep on keeping on like this. So I want to put it out there for you guys that have depression. Watch your back. Watch yourself. People will try to pull you down and destroy your life and your mental well-being, and they enjoy it. They smile at it. It makes them feel better to be a miserable person. And I promise you, those people, they go to the grave with it. They like that shit. They eat that shit up. What you got to do to change your life is you got to do some drastic fucking work. So I'm going to upload this video now. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know of some just crazy ideas of work, jobs, things I can do to learn more, things I can do to self-employ myself further, skill sets I can pick up. I'm not in a tremendous amount of debt, but I'm in I have a car and a camper, so I can utilize those assets in some way. I don't know what to do with those. Other than that, I don't got that much debt. It would take me like 2 months to pay off credit cards. Like, they're very, very low credit cards. Like, not what, dude, I don't even know how people get like $20,000, $100,000 in credit card debt. I don't even know how that's possible. Let alone, why would you rack up that much on a credit card? That's like 30% interest. Either way, this is America, and I'm going to start doing things a little bit differently, and I'm going to change my life. So, see you guys in the next video, and keep your head up. Don't let depression crush you. See you later.